Oy vey. Just oi. Oi. Oi is good. 2 a.m. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I've just waited what felt like an eternity for this episode to be uploaded, but it finally was uploaded. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Boy, bro. Yeah, meanwhile, a certain other stream, dumbass can't figure out how to enter himself into the stream. Anyway, uh, this will probably be edited into a broader video. Just using stream for uh live for audio recording purposes. It's up my life. Uh, Courtney Eliz X Beth. Eliz X Beth. Jesus Christ. Uh, yeah. Yes. Oh God. I kind of wish Richard was here because you know unless anyone else watches the show, it's pretty much like what the hell am I doing? But still though, Eliz XXX. Oh my God. I was about to say. I'm like, hold up. God, wait, when's the last time I was alive? Holy shit. I think, seriously, when's the last time I was alive? Like, fuck. I can't even fucking remember. Like, for fuck's sake, dude. I can't even remember when the last time I was alive. And I can't even exit out of this, can I? I'm on StreamYard to, like, check. And it'll pause everything, then I have to come back in. Yeah, it's not worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. So what are y'all doing up this time of at this time? What are y'all doing up? I just got done watching the end of a very, very, very good show that just wrapped. Uh, yeah, what are 9 days ago? Oh shit, oh, that's a long time for me. Uh, Jesus Christ. I usually never go live at this time of night, but I figured, what the fuck? Uh, YOLO, whatever. Um, but fuck it. Uh, the fuck. Um, right. So what was I saying? Right. Okay. Um, yeah. What is y'all's up to? I guess. I don't know. What I'm probably gonna wind up doing is maybe perhaps restarting it at like a later time, or maybe not. I don't know. So it's time is it again? It's oh shit, it's 2:08. So 2:08 a.m. Um, yeah, yeah. It's 2:08 a.m. here. I'm also a lot of viewers. It's earlier for them. Uh, perhaps could be the case. With different time zones and such, you gotta be aware. I mean, 2 a.m. here is like I think it's still like 11 p.m. or on the West Coast. So 11, right? Or 11. It's 3 hours, so it's two, one. No, it'd be 12. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, shit's crazy, right? Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck. Correct, 11 p.m. in California right now. Oh, right, okay, nice. See, I know my time zones. I know my time zones. I know my time differences. I know them well. I have not ventured far out west yet. Past Texas. Texas is the farthest I've ever gone. Like, confirmed, confirmed. Texas is the farthest I've ever gone. Um, what's up, Rod Plum? Nice to see you around. Yeah, Texas is the farthest I've ever gone. Heading west, heading south. Uh, uh Florida, Orlando. Yeah, heading west, Texas. 8 p.m. in Hawaii right now. Holy shit. Hawaii is fucking bro. So Hime's probably like 8 o'clock for her. Probably she's awake probably. No fucking wonder. No fucking wonder she's like available whenever you live somewhere near Hime. Oh, my life. Oh, you're in Hawaii. The, yeah, we mainlanders have a strictly different time. Our flow of time is much different. The mainlanders. Yeah, the first time I heard her say us mainlanders, I just died. I died laughing. No, I'm on the East Coast. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast as well. Yeah, it's like I could have gone live earlier, but I just know my time zones pretty well. Which is good. I have this thing where there's like an app on my phone where it's like or at least on Samsung. I'm pretty sure they have this on other phones as well. Um, like a clock, to set your alarm, but it also has this thing where it lets you know the times in different parts of the world. 2 a.m. and what? It's 2 a.m. here, bro. It's 2 p.m. Yeah, yeah. In China, it's like 2 p.m. It's 5 a.m. in hell, bro. No, but yeah, they have this thing where your clock, like at least my clock application, it shows you the different time zones. Like in Britain, probably like early morning in Britain right now, or in London. I want to go to London. First chance I get, I'm going to London. London, baby. London, and then probably fuck. Where else would I go? London, and then Spain. Like were I to travel outside the mainland USA, which I call home. Yeah, London would be where I go first, and then Spain. It's just hotter than hell where I am. Where on the East Coast? Well, I mean, I just brought a fan into my room. Um, that's why you could probably hear like the air blowing. Um, I'm not sure if you can, but like it's just like after 2 months of summer, I finally brought the fucking fan into my room. Obviously, it's paying for it. This is a football. Gonna get stabbed by a bunch of blokes. Uh, that's not really part of my plan. Um, I don't really fancy getting stabbed by a bunch of blokes. No, not really. All right, but anyway, uh, obviously Spain for the football. Yep, not football, football. No, the high desert of Cali and LA and Las Vegas. Be prepared to drive on the opposite side of the road when you visit London. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, it's no, but like I can't even drive though, so it's like super weird. Yeah, I'm still super duper curious as to why that is. Like in Europe, like you drive on the opposite side of the road. I am still very curious as to why that is. Like I'm gonna have to look it up. It's supposed to be 107 tomorrow where you're at. Where are you at? See, this whole summer I have been sweating in my room. Whenever I've gone to sleep, I have been sweating. Like I've woken up in pools of sweat. But then now recently I brought this fan into my room and I haven't been sweating. Sacramento 107 in Sacramento. For those that didn't catch the streams I did on the trip, literally when I was in my hotel room, I would peel back the curtain and it'd be like getting blasted with like a laser beam. Like literally I'd just be like and then I get like blasted with heat. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like a different world because in my room I had like this big ass AC, right? Where you could control the temperature and the power. It was like this really intricate thing. And yeah, it made life well livable inside the hotel room. But then the moment I peel back the curtain, the sun like blasting down. It was like sticking your head inside a furnace set to broil. Like it was horrible. So I just like kept the blinds shut. I just kept them closed at all times. I've you know put the fucking what do you call it? The AC on blast. It was just cool. I had nothing to worry about. I had an Uber Eats bring me a gallon of water, which I kept in the fridge. Um, and yeah, the Galaxy smashed Vancouver the other night. Um, and fucking the Red Bulls lost like 1-0 to like some at home. Who supports the fucking Red Bulls, bro? Who supports the Red Bulls, man? I'm sorry. Like I went to that one game like At the beginning of the summer, I went to that one game. They won in a really, really nice fashion. Uh, but then I see them losing like ridiculous games at home. It's like what the fuck, dude? Oh God, Rod, that delves a hole. The reason Americans drive on the opposite side of the street is the same reason Americans don't use the imperial system. Oof, you got me there, bud. Galaxy Smash Brothers. Yeah, it's fuck. I don't know, dude. I just watched the Premier League, England. That's why I want to go to England. But yeah, anyway, man. Yeah. How are the, 9 or so people that are in here? How are y'all? How have things been? Uh, this summer. Uh, I'm in I am in somewhat. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling. I called up this because my laptop's been acting up. That's the reason I haven't been doing like pushing out as much content as I want to because my laptop is just fucked. Um, I called the technician and they said they do a free diagnostic. Um, and I'm just counting on it being something manageable because I'm hoping that they'll be able to give me a definitive answer as to whether or not to invest money in repairing my machine or invest that money into buying a new one. I've read reviews and they say the guy's honest. They're good prices. Um, and yeah, I'm just hoping he's honest with me and tells me whether or not to invest my money in repairing it or just get a new one. Free diagnostics are not free. No, but like I'm not completely like, clueless either. Like I know certain symptoms. Like I pay special attention as to what things could be, uh what it can't be. Um, you know, what kind of laptop is it? Is it Dell? It's a Dell. It's a Dell. Can't you factory reset it? No, there's like a bunch of things wrong with it. Like I guarantee you, you need to like pop it open to figure it out. Yeah, it's not like a software. At least I don't think it's a software issue. It's like more of a hardware issue because it's 3 years old and supposedly the battery life it's like 8 hours without charge, right? I get nowhere near that now. Nowadays, I get if I'm lucky, I get 20 minutes of battery life. Um, I get 20 minutes of battery life on its own, and then I always have it plugged in. But then recently, what's been happening is that um upon startup, it overheats super duper quickly, and um it overheats really really quickly, and I think that's what's causing it because like it keeps restarting like constantly. Like every time it boots up, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes would go by, and then it would restart again. It keeps restarting again and again and again, and I think the excessive heat is what's causing it to do that. Like it's like easy. I sometimes like it would restart after 2 minutes, like it would freeze, the whole thing would just go like not responsive. And yeah, careful the battery doesn't explode. Yeah, it could be a battery, it could be a battery issue. And it could just be that like the fans aren't working properly, or like because uh Like maybe I need like a can of pressurized air to like blow into like the fans and stuff or something. But whatever. I mean, I read reviews. I read good reviews about the guy. I mean, I'm other than that, I'm pretty much clueless as to what to do. Um, there's other things wrong with it too. Back when I went to Massachusetts for the whole Ryan fiasco, um, uh, I wound up uh, like breaking, like I don't know. I put it in the charging hole, like the port, right, and then I heard a snap. And then it turns out like the inside port of the laptop was completely screwed. So like I don't know. I think I was at a wrong angle I put it in. Ladies. Um uh and then it broke. The thing inside it broke. Um so that's so it don't I only have like two charging ports on the laptop. The laptop comes with two charging ports and then one of them is done. And then given my battery situation, I have to have it always plugged in. So there's literally no ports there. Like I like say like I have to like transfer workout or something, move files, with an external hard drive. I only have a good 10 to 20 minutes to do so because if I don't do it in that time frame, the computer will shut down. Why will it shut down? Because it doesn't have power. On my Apple Watch, the battery expanded to the point I could have used the mouse pad. I ended up tossing it. Yeah, the battery expands. Like heat, like causes it to fuck up like that. Dell is generally decent. Samsung is the best, but very expensive. Toshiba is crap. Yeah, I mean, I'd assume. Like, no, I've read the things that they specialize in. Like charging port replacements, all that stuff. Because I also have, if the laptop doesn't work out, then I have another phone that the charging port's busted, so I could just have them fix that. Since like there's a bunch of people telling them that there's a bunch of people in the reviews saying that they what do you call it? Like they left satisfied with their phones. Um, and they service laptops too. I'm going tomorrow, I think. You know, if everything goes to plan. But yeah, yeah, hopefully I get a definitive answer as to whether or not I should, invest, what money I have left into repairing it or uh into getting a new one. I'm low key hoping I'm kind of forced to get a new one, because why not? It's an upgrade. But then again, school's right around the corner, and I can't be going to school without a laptop. Like it's pretty much a given at this point. Like I need a laptop, and I don't feel right renting a laptop because I'm gonna personalize the fuck out of it, and then it's gonna suck when I have to return it. So I'm not trying to do that because I'm gonna personalize the hell out of out of the laptop. So uh, yeah, I want it to be mine. So mm, don't rent a laptop. Yeah, exactly. I'm not doing that. Like the school that I go to has this thing where you can rent laptops, with the whole 9 yards installed in it, Word, PowerPoint, Adobe Creative Studio. I'm just not. I'm not trying to rent a laptop. I'm trying to get one for my own. Yeah, I'm trying to get one. I'm trying to get one by myself. Um, for myself. Um, and yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to get one for myself. Or just hell, if by some you know miracle that this laptop that's 3 years old can somehow go back to the way it was working, you know, 3 years ago, if I can somehow, some way get that laptop working the way it was 3 years ago, then fuck it, take my money. But because it's a pretty decent laptop, but then if not, then I'm not. Then I need a new one ASAP, and probably a better one too, because newer models have come out. Um, and I need one specifically made for like that can handle heavy video editing because it's like it's in my full potential line of work. I mean, I need a laptop that I don't know if you have any recommendations as to a laptop that's built for heavy video editing, then by all means I'm ears. I'm all ears. I'm ears. It's a new one. You can rent a car, you can rent anything, even a girl. Yeah, Cam knows a bit about renting girls, but anyway. Um, how much are you willing to pay for a repair? I'm not sure. It's like I'm the type of guy that hears the quota. No, hold on. I'm the type of guy that hears the quote and then decides whether I want to pay it or not. Because like I don't have a set amount, because like I could wind up spending all I have, or I could just ask one of my family members to spot me something. So just da or da. I got the LG Gram laptop and Move. Got it on a sale and I love it. LG Gram laptop. Yeah, I need one that's like semi high end. I need something that can handle like Adobe Studio applications like fluently. Like it'd be ideal. Like without the slightest bit of lag. Like that's like seamless. Non-profit rental girls. NPRG. Non-profit rental girls. Oh my god. It was 3 grand regular price. I got it for 3 grand. 2 grand. Yeah, I also want to know like how honest this guy's gonna be with me because you know if he's gonna like work in like hopefully he gives me a breakdown of like what the fees are because with something like the charging port has to be soldered on like soldered on and I'm not you have to get a heating gun and shit. You have to fucking do all this extra crap that I'm no technician. I am no expert. I could easily make something blow up in my face if something goes wrong. So I'm not trying to do that. But like he could do that for me easily, like the charging port, and then boom, it's like whatever. But then if you want to talk if like the only problem that he diagnoses is the like say like a battery problem or something, um then I could do it. I've seen people. I can buy my own part, you know, buy the part myself, uh, swap it out myself, and then avoid any of these extra fees that he might put in, like like an order fee or or like like this like when I could easily do it myself. Like I could just pay for the part myself and then just swap it out myself. Like cause like probably like a hidden installation fee in there. Have I ever soldered before? No, no. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm no fucking technician. I'm no uh like I was this close like to like trying to cuz like I had like an Xbox controller and I smashed it, playing FIFA. I got so angry and like the joystick just didn't work properly anymore. And then I was this close to attempting to solder a new one on. First of all, I needed to find out where to even get a new replacement part for it and making sure it was the right part. And then I had to get to soldering the thing on. And before I even attempted any of that, I just, I just backed out of it. I'm just like, fuck it, let me just buy a new one. Yeah, I don't solder, and especially with these new phones that come out, like it's so fucking these new phones that come out, it's so annoying because you can't peel the back off anymore. You can't open them up. Like you can't dig your fingernail in there and just pry the back open. You can't. You have to get this fucking heating gun that you have to press along the back of your phone. This heating gun, which I find completely silly because how the fuck are you gonna heat up your phone? Like that's just asking for trouble. But like apparently you're supposed to heat up the back of your phone in order to pry the back out. And like, Samsung, I'm talking like Samsung. I've only seen this done Samsung so far, but like you can't even dig your nail into it anymore because fucking like it's like sealed in there. So you have to get a heating gun to like kind of unseal it, and then you can like start prying it off. It's all this extra bullshit. My experience with people give free diagnostics and try to confuse it with wording so you don't actually know what's wrong with it, but they will repair it for a set price. Soldering isn't too hard. I bought a kit for $20 at Harbor Freight to solder call electronics. I brought third-party PS3 controllers to use on my own PS2. Perfect, but you just feel like the original Sony ones. They do that shit on purpose. Yeah, so you don't go in there yourself and fix it, so that you're forced to buy the warranty. That's the way they make money. Like Xbox doesn't do it yet though, because I bought like this kit um that you could use to like repair it. This kit with like three different sets of T-Torx screwdrivers and then with like guitar picks. I call it guitar picks because you could literally use it to play guitar, but you could also use it to like pry the parts open from the controller itself. You could like stick it in there, ladies. Um, you could um, jam it in there, ladies, and then just pry it open. Yeah, exactly. Like it's yeah, like why break it apart and tear it apart yourself when you can easily just get a new one and pay more money? Yeah, genius business model. Yeah, I'm not. Well, if I had the money, I guarantee you, I'd be buying the fucking fastest, most optimal model there is out there. But I don't have the money. What the fuck is he honking at, yo? The fuck are you honking at? Back before the 70s, I heard that microwaves and refrigerators lasted for decades. But then they started importing cheaper stuff from China. Shit from China. Oh god, yeah. Fucking China. Why does China have to fuck with everything, bro? But anyway, yeah, I meant this to be like a Better Call Saul discussion, but I don't think anyone here watches Better Call Saul except just one person that I anticipated being here, but he hasn't even watched it yet, so like he's not here. I think this was a huge miscalculation of the title. I should have titled it like Chill's Dream or something like that. And I should have done the discussion like later on in the day or something. Boy, boy, boy. It's 20 minutes in. That was 40 minutes ago. Should be done by now. There's 8 minutes left. 10 minutes left at best. I'm too cheap to buy original genuine controllers. I've never bought one. They always $50, $60, never drop in price. Third parties be like 10. Yeah, right? I maybe should start doing that, honestly. Well, but the way things are headed, it's gonna be hard to like kind of match that quality because the PS5 dual sense controllers, like they're really nice. They're super nice, and the touchpad, like like the new the new features it has, it's like genuinely amazing. Like when I'm playing Spider-Man, like it realizes that I'm playing Spider-Man, right? It registers it. So when I'm swinging, it like the controller adds resistance to the triggers in order to press down slowly as Spider-Man is swinging. So like in one given swing, uh the controller adds a resistance to the trigger. So it takes a bit of a longer time pressing down. So you can kind of feel like that fluid movement, pressing it down and then watching Spider-Man just swing. And then when you're not swinging, like the resistance goes back to normal. Like it just like you can flick it, and like normal. It's like you could just keep flicking it. But then when you're swinging, the resistance comes back, and it's super cool. Like what they do. Adaptive triggers, yeah, that's the word. I keep forgetting. Adaptive triggers, that's what they call. That's what they're called. But yeah, like earlier when back when controllers were more simplistic, maybe. You maybe still could probably get away with it for like Xbox because they haven't. I don't think they've. I don't think they've added any interactive features. Um, but with PS5, like they're like unique. Like you're not gonna get a cheap knockoff of a dual sense. Like that's just hard to come by. Just read the reviews. Just read the reviews before you buy. I already bought many third parties that they come out working great. Just read reviews because not all of them are good. Obviously, yeah, of course. It's always good to read reviews. It's always good to read reviews. Boy, adaptive trigger. And it's so fun, you know? But yeah, that's on the agenda. Um, yeah, that's on the agenda, and hopefully I get my laptop back. Um, ow. And hopefully I get, because do I have an Oculus? No, I don't have an Oculus. That's like a VR thing, right? Jesus Christ. What do you just make videos for YouTube or something else? Well, I need it for school. Yeah, I need it for school because I do like I do like a bunch of writing as well. And then I also need it to handle you know, the Adobe programs like with little to no lag. But I also just need a laptop because like, going to college without a laptop is a fucking death sentence. Dude, I mean, for 3 days I was without like at the beginning of the school year, I think for like the first week of school I was without a laptop and it fucking sucked. Like I looked around, everyone had fucking laptops, and I was just the only one there without one. And I was like, "Fuck!" But then when I got mine, I was happy. So yeah, so yeah. Hopefully I get good news uh from that guy. Hopefully the reviews are accurate and that he's honest with me about things. Uh, yeah. Hopefully there's that honesty there, and where did you find him? Just search up technician laptop repair near me. And then the Google reviews, they're like, oh, the guy's like super honest and shit. Ota. I can, but I'd rather not, because Whatever device I have in front of me, I'm gonna personalize the hell out of it, or at least I'm gonna feel tempted to. So I'm just not in that game. Well, bro, y'all are still on the Tommy shit. Like, oh god, bro. When are people gonna give it a rest, bro? Leave the guy alone. Seriously. It's all just HSBS. That famous words, that famous acronym. HSBS. What's being repaired on your actual laptop? Did you encrypt your? I think Tom's. What? What's being repaired? Um, I'm not sure. I'm like this is the first time I'm going to see the guy and going getting a free diagnostic, and I am being as accurate as I can be with the symptoms that I'm describing to him. Um, uh, just quickly overheating. The battery after 3 years has gone from 8 hours on a full charge to 20 minutes on a full charge. Um, and what am I saying? And then well, recently, upon startup, it just fucking it just stops. It decides to stop working. It restarts like every 5 minutes now, like maybe 2.5 to 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. I'm just arguing with people. It's like the blood pressure spikes like crazy. Tommy looks like Shrek. Jesus. Y'all gotta learn to let that shit go, bro. Y'all have got to learn when to let that shit go. Because I don't know if y'all know, but Rami, fucking striked my video. Well, he didn't strike it. Well, he copyright claimed one of my videos like yesterday. Now, a year ago, I would have been like all up in arms and like would have been like getting the community to like rally behind me and like trying to dispute the claim. But I just don't give a fuck anymore. I really don't. That's why I'm just deleting the video. Like it makes no difference. Bad battery, 100% bad batteries overheat. Motherboard is blue screening. Yeah, I get the blue screen of death. Well, yeah. So what happens is it overheats super quickly. Um, First thing that happens is the tabs stop responding. Right as I move the mouse along the tabs, it stops responding. Right. That's the first thing to go. And then the mouse goes afterwards. The mouse freezes. And then, like 10 to 15 seconds later, my screen goes blue and it says, oops, we ran into a problem. Rami is shit. I mean, yeah, and now everybody knows, dude. Everyone knows that he's shit. He's a scumbag. Everyone knows that. I mean, there's just no point. There's no point of like I don't like. granted, me a year ago, I would have been like, livid about this, but I just don't give a shit anymore, bro. I'm just deleting. Hell, dude, the literally the only the only reservation I have about deleting the videos is if it takes away like watch hours. Because like you have to reach. You only have to do it once, but you have to reach like 4,000 watch hours uh, within a year. Uh, so I'm not sure if it affects that. That's the only reservation I have uh, in potentially deleting the videos. Other than that, I really couldn't give a fuck. Ease your mind or increase your stress, and Google your model number and battery replacement. Should be able to find market price of a battery. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I found like, see, I'm gonna go anyway, see what he tells me. Because he's probably gonna pry it open. Um, of course, because I'm honestly, now with what you're telling me, I'm honestly counting on like fucking once he pries it open, I am counting on the battery being completely funky looking and burned to a crisp because, bro, 3 years is kind of early for a full battery failure, but not unheard of. Battery usually bulges when it's all the way gone. If it's not doing that, yeah, it could be the power supply on the motherboard. Android trolling, so it's worth it, and people wake up to Todd's propaganda. Can you take the battery out and just plug in the charge cord? It does sound like a bad battery. It honestly, it all adds up. Honestly, it all adds up. You know, it adds up because within 3 years. I mean, I've made the mistake. I made the mistake of using my laptop on my bed, on the mattress, and like blocking out the ventilation, like with like the uh, unless I'm completely wrong, and that has nothing to do with it. Like putting it on top of a bed or sheets, is bad for it. It adds up because I went from having 8 hours of battery life to fucking 20 minutes on a full charge. So it's it all points to a bad battery. But then if it's something else that I'm not seeing, then I could easily, if it's not anything else at all, I could easily replace the battery because I've seen people do it for my specific laptop on YouTube seamlessly. Uh, you just need a Torx to unscrew all the screws and then just boom, do the replacements, and then nothing special. It's really nothing special. So if it all comes down to the battery, then I myself could do it. I just want to be sure before I fucking buy the part, go through all that, work to fucking replace the battery, and then only to find out that it's still fucking up. It's still nothing's changed. So I want to get like a more or less outside perspective before I fling myself into wasting money. But internal protection would blue screen and save the battery. Buy a huge battery. Yeah, so like I just need like that's what I'm looking to get, like an outside perspective from a guy who, according to like the hundreds of reviews online, knows what he's doing. So
My best bet would be to get, because again, if it comes down to a battery replacement, and I have it from the second opinion, like from this other guy, an external opinion that my best bet is to just replace the battery, then I could easily do it. I mean, if he offers to replace the battery, but it comes out more expensive because of, oh, like someone else did it and paying for someone else to do it, then I might as well just do it myself. But then if there's other things wrong with my laptop, then I'm not gonna, then I can't do it. So batteries sealed in case and you can't remove it to test laptop and plug power only. I currently, right now, I just started looking for, because I have like Torx screws, like screwdrivers, but the T5 is like fucking the one I'm missing. So tomorrow I'm gonna be out and about anyway, so I might as well just like kill two birds with one stone and then go get, any extra materials that are needed to fucking mess around with it and shit. So the battery, access to deal. Yeah, that's true. At this point, I honestly just wonder uh if it's just better to just get a new one. I'm honestly just considering it. Oh, the ow, ow, ow. Oh, god damn. Well, I'm in for a hurdle tomorrow. Is there any manufacturer warranty? Uh, yeah, but uh, like it's like my thing of I want it now. I want it now. Like if I get my shit back by the time school starts, then I'm game. You know. But for that to happen, I'm not sure, dude. I'm not like I'll have to do more research into the actual warranty extensions and shit. In the end, I might wind up just going with manufacturer warranty is only going to be good for 1 year unless used with the auto extension or about one separate from square trade or something. I'm marrying Cooley and trying White Claw. So anticlimactic? What? I mean, okay, so we could start discussing now. It's not. I mean, in the back of my mind, I was expecting someone to like pull out a gun and just start shooting people, but
like it's not Breaking Bad. Like it's not, Breaking Bad. The end was okay. He has to get revenge for on the Nazis for killing Hank. He was obviously gonna like slaughter them all, but then it's a different show. He expected to end up on top. Yeah, but then he had a change of heart. I like it. I like the ending. I like the ending because, to me, it just see what I love is that you like there's multiple sides to different people. Like for instance, Chuck, like he's like this caring. At first glance, he's like this caring. He's looking out for his younger brother. He's a good lawyer. What people would consider a decent person. But then the more you interact with him, you realize he's this vindictive, jealous, nasty person. You know, and what he does basically spits in the face of what Chuck believes because Chuck like 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 it's logical to think that okay, so Chuck, he's like he'll never change. This is always who he's going to be. This is always who he's going to be. He's always going to wind up being the scheming weasel again. He's always going to be he'll never change. He'll never change. But then at the very end when it counts the most, he 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 changes. And him doing that basically makes Chuck look like the ultimate asshole, even though he's dead. Even in death, like it makes Chuck look like the ultimate asshole, for never believing that he could change. What was that scene with Walter about the old company? With Walter? Uh, I think honestly it was just to show that, it was playing on the themes of, going back in time and having regrets and shit. And it was basically, I think it was kind of meant to establish a distinction between Walter White and Saul, where Walter White, he was, how do I say it? He was forced into a life of crime. He got the cancer diagnosis. He got desperate, and then he got hooked on it. The business. But he was forced into it. Like had he not been forced into it, he would have stayed a chemistry teacher, whatever the fuck. He would have a normal life. It's like, so when he says, "Oh, so you've always been this way," it's kind of to set that distinction between Walter White and Saul, where Saul, he was born for it. He was born for a life of crime. Walter wasn't born for it. He was just thrust in, like out of necessity. I mean, at least that's how I interpreted it. I mean, Walter in his ego would probably think that, oh, like, oh, it's not my fault. I was forced to do it. The cancer, if I wasn't gonna do it. But then, but no, but then this happens way before he admits to Skylar that he did it for himself.
this happens way before, like in the timeline. It happens way before he meets Skylar for the last time and tells her that, um, yeah, he did it for himself. Like before he comes to that realization, and this happens way before he has that phone call with like his son, um, where he himself basically realizes that I screwed up. Like I did this for myself. Now my son hates me and shit. So, but yeah, I was tempted too. In the back of my mind, I was like, someone's gonna pull out a gun and start shooting people. But I was like, nah, this isn't Breaking Bad. This isn't that kind of show. You know, I mean, granted, we just fucking saw Howard get his head blown off like a couple episodes back, but still, it's I kind of knew nothing big, super big was gonna happen. Like no one was gonna die. I kind of knew that from the get go. But then in the back of my mind, I was like, maybe, maybe. I also love it's like it's all in the fine details. That's what makes these this whole group of like filmmakers and storytellers. It's just so amazing. Like when he starts talking about Chuck, like when he's in the courtroom, like when he starts talking about Chuck, they like they like shoot it from an angle where you hear the electric buzzing from the exit sign. That's like an homage to like Chuck, like the electricity shit. How he's like it's a mental illness. Like he thinks it's like a physical illness or like he's allergic to like electricity or something, but it's a mental illness. That was like one of the best scenes in the entire show, but that happened like 2 seasons ago. So, but yeah, I mean, holy shit, man, it's just wow. Admittedly, when it ended, I was like, that's it. But in the end, he got what he deserved. He got what he deserved. Yeah, like I was calling it from the very beginning. I was well, not from the very beginning, like a few months ago. I was calling this guy deserves. I mean, Vince Gilligan, all the creators, they're about giving people what they deserve, what they truly, truly deserve. They gave Jesse Pinkman his happy ending because Jesse deserved his happy ending. He went off to Alaska. They gave him his proper ending, which he deserved. He deserved that wholeheartedly. Walter, they gave him his ending that he also deserved. He got his revenge. He got his he got his revenge, but then he died, which he was a horrible guy, and he deserved to die. So he got what he deserved, and then Saul, Jimmy, he gets. I mean, it's so funny because it's like his entire life revolves around the law. Like his brother's a lawyer, his wife's a lawyer. Everything revolves around the law, like the law of the United States. Um, his whole life has been dealing with the law. Bouncing between good and bad, like the both sides of the law, and like it made so much sense. Like no other ending makes sense. The ending should have something to do with the law or like within the law setting. So like in jail for the rest of his life because he's basically fucking. let's be honest. He's been making a farce out of being. He's literally been. He's been laughing in the face of every single legit lawyer out there for years on end. He's been laughing in their faces, and now he gets to spend his entire life behind bars. I mean, admittedly, he deserves it. He deserves it. His brother was a lawyer. His wife, he himself, but he's been making a farce and a joke out of the law for his entire life, and now he doesn't deserve anything less. Like he deserves wholeheartedly to spend his entire life behind bars. But with that peace of mind that he's come to terms with who he is, he saved his wife in his final testimony. He saved his wife, and he, you know, basically spat in the face of what everyone believed about him. That he can change, even if that's like so. He was fully hell bent. It was like kind of like Walter White. He was about to give up. It was like the inverse of Walter White, because Walter White he was gonna give up. He was gonna let the cops take him, but then he saw that his former business partners were talking shit about him and saying, oh, he's gone. And then the ego flared up in him. Is like, no, I have some unfinished business to settle. We're going on one last ride of revenge together. But it's the inverse of that, where Saul is about to literally get away with a measly 7 years in prison you know, for a list of crimes that equates to several lifetimes in prison plus 190 years. However, that fucking works. Several lifetimes in prison plus 190 years. So he was about to get away with that. He was literally about to weasel his way out of prison pretty much. But then he grew a conscience. He saved his wife. Like he completely implicated himself in every single crime. Um, and in the end, he got 86 years, basically the rest of his life in prison. And so, yeah. So it was the inverse of Walter White. So like he was going down. Well, Walter White was going down. Like he's given up. You know, but then the ego flares up again, and then Heisenberg returns, and then he goes on this one last crusade for revenge. Settling scores and shit. Whereas Jimmy, he's literally about to get away with fucking over the U.S. justice system. 7 measly years in prison. He is about to get away with it, but then he has a change of heart, and now he's wind up doing the rest of his life pretty much in prison. So, I mean, so it's like the inverse of Breaking Bad. He's breaking good. So Saul breaks good, pretty much. He'll never be at peace. I mean, he'll never be redeemed because he's not Walter White level of fucked up, but he's a fucked up guy. Like he's done some fucked up shit. But at least he's at peace now with who he is, and now he can. I mean, him coming to terms with who he is, is the very reason why his wife comes back at the end and has a small moment with him. But yeah, all wait big finale, and I think is because all heroes say bye. And seeing Chuck Walt very depressed, and I love this 14 years. What say you? Agree? Yep. So okay, hold on. So at first I saw it because like my dad had watched Breaking Bad before, and it said it was his favorite TV show of all time. Um, and then when I first watched Breaking Bad, I took me a week to finish, and then I wound up watching it a second time. And then it was right around that time when El Camino, the Jesse Pinkman movie, was coming out, and so I finished Breaking Bad, and fucking it was a fucking transcendent experience because I can't imagine how much people had to suffer waiting for Breaking Bad to like for the next season for season 2 part B to air or season 5 part part 2 to air, like, a year in between. I cannot imagine that, but for me it was all seamless. um uh no, it's fine. um it was all seamless. I got to watch it all in one go. And then when Breaking Bad ended, when I finished the last episode of Breaking Bad, I the Jesse Pinkman movie was has had already been released, so I just watched the movie, and then it was like boom, like a like I had never left. So I finished Breaking Bad. I watched the Jesse Pinkman movie, and then I started watching Better Call Saul, and it was already a different movie, right? I mean, it was already a different show, but it was you could tell it was from the same people that made Breaking Bad. It was just it had a different style to it. It's all. And you know what I think? You know what I think? I think Chuck, Walt. You know these are all people who basically th- to to Saul they're the same people. You know to I mean from his perspective, Walter White is basically another version of Chuck. He's basically someone else who's like always belittling him, always, you know, thinking very poorly of him, always talking down to him. He's slightly smarter, but because granted, Walter White is smarter than Saul, um, and so was his brother. Uh, but they're literally the same. So, like, I think the purpose of those flashbacks were to just recount, to obviously to bring Bryan Cranston back as Walter White and Chuck. I forgot his name. I forgot the actor's name. How could I forget his name? Um, it was to bring back all the people that basically look down on him and basically think the worst of him. And the point. I think the point was to like bring back those people that always thought, oh, you were born for this life, oh, you will never change your ways, bring back those people that embody those sentiments. And then so at the very end, when he basically sacrifices himself for his wife, for them to for those viewpoints to basically be shat on, you know because in the end, I talked about it a bit earlier, you just got here. Because in the end, him basically, because again, bear in mind, he was about to get away with doing only 7 years in prison. Only 7 years in prison. But then he sacrificed all of that in order to protect his wife and wound up getting 86 years in prison because he did the right thing and now he's paying the price for doing the right thing. And so it makes Chuck, who's already dead, his older brother who's dead, it makes Chuck look like an even bigger asshole. And it makes Walter White obviously look like an even bigger monster because, it, it like it like it spits in the face of that mentality that they had of, you'll never change, you'll never do the right thing, you'll always be the same. And when he did that, when he finally broke free from that, um it was pretty it was it was interesting to say the least. Chuck says that too, but then when he basically implicates himself in all those crimes and you know saves his wife, uh he winds up getting 86 years, and then basically he does the right thing for once. Yeah, the electrics. That's when he starts to talk about Chuck. When he starts to talk about Chuck, they zoom, well, like they do like an overhead where like the electric sign from the exit, like the electricity from the exit sign is like blaring in our ears. It's like an homage to like Chuck. Like, oh, he's talking to Chuck, and then it's zzzz, like the electricity thing. It's all super nice. Like from a filmmaking perspective, it's all really really well crafted. Yeah, dude, who fucking knew that? Basically the comic relief character in Breaking Bad was gonna get his own show and was gonna get even more fleshed out than anyone ever thought he would be. But hey, those are the geniuses, and I'm kind of sad because I think he said that at least for now, this is the end of the Breaking Bad universe. Like, there's no more Breaking Bad stuff. Like Marie came back for the last episode. Yeah, Marie and Blanca. What was her name? What was her name? Blanca Gomez. Blanca Gomez. Steve Gomez's widow. They both came back for the last episode. And and I'm kind of glad they didn't overdo it with like the cameos and stuff, because it wouldn't have, because like it maybe wouldn't have felt genuine, because I see with like these superhero shows that I watch that they're obviously like written by you know teenagers, not teenagers, but like the writing is just pathetic compared to Saul, right? To like more mainstream TV, that like when the show is about to wrap up, they always bring back the dead characters, the characters who left for like fan service moments, where like it's just like they just shoehorn them in there. Like it literally serves no purpose other than to like, hey, oh, they're back. But here, you know, Skylar White has no business being back, so she doesn't come back. Who else doesn't have any business coming back? Skylar White, honestly. Skylar White's the only one who's alive who has no business coming back. Uh, Flashback, none of that. She has literally no business being there. So if they did that, it would have probably felt forced and like shoehorned in. Uh, Gus. Gus had no point coming back. Um, it would have felt way too shoehorned. Like that's what he said in like the post interview. He was like, I wasn't trying to." The creator, like I think it was Peter Gold. He was like, I'm not trying to like. I would love to work with all of my actors again. My cast, my crew. But we're staying realistic. Skylar has no reason to be back. The cartel side of everything, it's gone. Everyone's dead. Gus is dead. Lalo's dead. Everyone is dead. Um, so there's no point for any of them to like return in any capacity. Because obviously they can't because they're dead, or whether in flashbacks or whatever the fuck. Um, they serve no purpose. They've served their purpose. They serve they served what they were meant to do. And last, what I say is genius. Black and white screens for beginning the story is a very good idea. Yep. Yeah, it was a nice touch. The black and white screens. It was like artistically, it it was nice. It was nice. Did you see Dexter? I don't watch Dexter. I didn't watch Dexter. I hear it's a good show. Yeah, I hear good things from Dexter. But yeah, man, holy shit. I'll probably binge the whole thing again when it comes out on Netflix. Uh, because it's wow, man. It's like I kind of like that style of storytelling, like visual storytelling, where like you show don't tell, and that sometimes that can be a little hard to grasp, where you find yourself having to do a little bit more research, but in the end, it's worth it. I don't want to have to like I don't always want everything spoon fed to me. And honestly, that's why I think superhero content, comic book content. That's why I honestly think that, like, say any show, with the exception of Batman related characters, any show, any comic book show, movie, etc., it will never be quite at the quality of like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, because those shows focus on showing multiple sides of every single character. There is no clear cut bad guy. There is no clear cut, good guy. The good guy, the quote unquote good guy in Breaking Bad is Walter White, and he's a fucking monster. And, you know, Gus, he's a fucking monster too. But then we see in the flashback how he wound up being that way. And, you know, he fucking had his friend shot in the head in front of him. So they, how do I say that? They focus on showing different sides of every single person. Whereas in when it comes to like comic books, there's a clear cut hero and then there's a clear cut villain, a bad guy, you know, just two dimensional shit. They rarely ever delve into, what. And that's why I say unless it's Batman, because Batman is like the most human character that there is. It's like 4 days, yeah, 4 days out and Breaking Bad has to be like one of my top three episodes. It was so funny. And I think no, I think honestly one of the top five best scenes in Better Call Saul was the where Chuck went on the rant about you know uh where Jimmy basically tricks Chuck into showing how mentally deranged he is and getting his testimony like thrown out completely. Oh my god, bro. I think one of the funniest episodes was when they were I think they took a Greyhound bus to like they took a Greyhound bus to like I think Texas. Uh and they were writing cards for Huel to get out of prison. And then they had all these phones and then he had to put on a different accents for every single one of the phones. It's like, oh, this is Pastor so and so. Who am I speaking with? To get Huel out of prison. It was so funny. Honestly, I don't know where the hell they go from there. I don't know where the hell they go. Honestly, in terms of the future, in terms of like the future, there's nothing really for it because uh there's nothing to show or worth showing, honestly. I mean all there really isn't much left. On Breaking Bad, on the Breaking Bad side, you have Skyler, uh Walt Jr. and the daughter and Marie, who are the only living members left of the Breaking Bad side of things. And then from the Saul side of things, you have Kim, who's alive still. Um, you could have a you can have a Kim. No, not really. That's pushing it. Like a Kim movie, Kim Wexler movie. It's not like a Jesse Pinkman movie where everyone wanted to know what happened to Jesse Pinkman. Um, now I think the like if he were to continue it, what I honestly see happening is what do you call it? Is a Gus origin story or a Gus origin movie, I think. I think it's a movie because making an entire series about Gus, it's gonna be super duper challenging because they have to de-age him and shit. Uh, there's the whole point of Gus, like the thing that makes him in like a scary guy is because after a certain point, no one knows who the fuck he is. Like he's a ghost. He's a ghost. Like you know very little about his past, only the important bits. So making an entire show about how he became quote unquote Gus uh is pretty redundant because Better Call Saul basically sets up Gus with who he is in Breaking Bad. It sets up all of these characters. It sets up Mike, how he started working for Gus. It sets up Gus and how he begins to like it plants the seeds with it plants the seeds of his master plan on how to take down the cartel,
um, how to get rid of the Salamancas. Uh, it plants all those seeds. I mean, in Better Call Saul. So there's literally no point of a Gus origin story. There really isn't, because we saw the Gus origin story in Breaking Bad, in where Hector Salamanca killed his best friend. So there's no point. So honestly, when you're thinking about what's next in the Breaking Bad universe, you're just grasping at straws now. Like, because every story that needed to be told has been told. You know, like the three biggest characters of the franchise, Walt, Jesse, and Saul Goodman. Uh, their arcs, their stories are done. So there's no more to tell. Honestly, there really isn't more to tell. Honestly, yeah, there really isn't more to tell. Like before, it was pretty easy. Like, oh, uh, we could have a Saul spin-off show, or we could have a Jesse Pinkman origin, or we could have a Jesse Pinkman uh, a sequel, or Jesse Pinkman, what happens to Jesse Pinkman movie, or something like that. Now it's getting really, really hard to do that, because even with the Gus thing, Gus is a Gus origin story. I mean, Better Call Saul was pretty much the Gus origin story. I mean, as if we even needed one. It just shows how he comes up with the idea of making the meth lab in Albuquerque, so he can cut off the rest of the cartel and run his own operation. That's where he starts planting the seeds and stuff. If, yeah, what's up? What? But yeah, um, but yeah, there isn't much to tell anymore. Honestly, there really isn't. Like every story has been wrapped up very, very nicely. Oh, meth lab in Albuquerque. Oh, yep. But yeah, guys. Yes, guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end off the stream. Uh, yeah. Peace out, y'all. Deuces. Until next time.